Hello, BigTube. Hello, friends. Welcome to Lizziefaye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth, and it is the middle of the month of August 2022, and I thought it would be fun to do a middle of the month wrap up. I did mention that I was going to be doing unofficially Amish in August and trying to finish and catch up with a couple of Amish series that I had started during Amish in April. And also I've just had several other things to read and listen to. So I thought I would just share with you where I am with those reading goals for the month of August. So it is Wednesday afternoon, and I just got through filming a video, an announcement video that I'm super excited about that will be uploading first thing Saturday morning. So be sure to watch for that. But now I only have about 30 minutes before we need to be at church. And so this is going to be a one-shot deal. If I mess up, I mess up, and I am not going to let myself stop and start over. And I don't want to have to edit because I want to be able to upload this tonight after I get home. So I have just about accomplished reading a book a day for the first half of the month. I think I've, as of last night, I had read 15 books. So today's the 17th. So I'm going to tell you about everything I've read through the 16th. And that's a lot of books. Now, all of them have been on audio except one. And the one book that I read in print, I'm happy to say, checks a series off my Serious About Series list. This is a series called Welcome to Tyler that I have been buddy reading with my friend Mandy from The Night Owl. Be sure to go over and check out her channel. We have been buddy reading this series. It's a 12-book series. And I think we started from book 2 or 3, buddy reading this together. And actually, I had already read the first 2 when I heard her mention reading the first 2. And then after that, so from book 3 up through book 12, we have read 1 or 2 a year. This year, we had to read 3 to go ahead and finish up. And yay, we have finished. It was a decent series. I might do an overall series review. It's an older Harlequin series that it's not super steamy. It's pretty tame, calm. It's not super racy, but it's not super clean either. It's kind of, middle ground, probably leaning more on the side of sweet than steamy. So, and that's right up my alley. I would much prefer less steamy books and just a good story. It all centered around the fictitious town of Tyler, Wisconsin, and each of the books had its own romance, but then there was an overarching mystery. There was a body found in the first book that was a 40-year-old murder victim. So we get the whole mystery throughout the entire series. So it was a decent ending. It wasn't quite as satisfactory as I would have hoped, but still, I'm fine with it. I'm glad that we read the series, and it's a lot less about quilting than the covers would appear. You would think it's all about quilts. It's really not. It's more just about the romance in the town, but still, really nice covers. And I have still been reading in print. I have several books that have been ongoing for a while, and at least one that I started this month for my Penderwicks read-along. We're reading Penderwicks in Spring, and really this is about the only other print book that I have been putting any real time in. And even that, I'm not even half done yet. I'm at the point now where if I read a chapter a day, I would just have 1 or 2 chapters left over at the end of the month, which by the time you get to the end of a book, at least for me, it's not hard to read 2 or 3 chapters if I'm at the end of the book. It's hard at the very beginning to read 2 or 3 chapters in one sitting, but once the book gets going, then I can usually, read a lot faster and get more accomplished. I'm still reading Pioneer Girl, I'm still reading Pillars of the Earth, but I just haven't put a lot of time into those this month because I've been putting my brain energy into eBay and just really getting my store established. Yesterday, I spent on and off all day in my garage sorting books, getting them rough sorted by genre so that I can really get into the books that I have acquired. People give me books. I have weeded out my own, and I've been to library sales, and I just have all these books, and I had to make sense of them. So
Anyway, I've been working on, it's a bookish thing, but, while I've been doing that, I've been listening to audiobooks, just not having time to sit down and read. So I have a few book club books. I didn't think I was going to be able to get my I have book club tomorrow, which by the time you see this, it probably have already happened. But my regular literary book club, I wasn't sure I was going to be able to get this in time, but I did. The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. It was okay. It's not really my kind of book. Anytime an author starts messing around with afterlife kind of stuff, I have some very strong beliefs about that. So anytime, even if it's like, oh, well, it's just what if, it's just fiction. I don't know. I still don't like, I just don't like that, really. But, I mean, as a book, it was entertaining. And the concept is like, I get that it would be an entertaining concept. It's just not really my kind of book. So, basically, if you've never heard of it, this person is just kind of feels like she doesn't have anything to live for. She decides she wants to die, and she ends up in this midnight library, which is kind of a purgatory thing, and she gets to try out different lives. Like, what if she had made this decision, so that she'll try out this life? And it ended kind of like what I really kind of thought it would end. And I'm not mad that I read it, and it'll make for good discussion, but not really my kind of book. The book we read for my mystery book club, I actually already read it last month, but I did read book 2 in the series, and it's the Mrs. Paulifax series by Dorothy Gilman. I love the first book so much. I had to go right on and read the second book. And also I wanted to go ahead and read this because for the Killing Time with Cozies group, we needed to read a book with yellow on the cover. Now, this book, this edition, has a good bit of yellow, but I was in the car driving, running some errands when they were having this discussion. So I told them, I pulled off or was at a stoplight or something, and I texted, a message, what I read. I just said, Mrs. Paulifax 1 and 2, because book 1, the title was written in yellow. But then when you look this up, this is not the edition that comes up. So I don't know if they saw that it had yellow on it or not. But these books have been around so long, there's multiple editions. So I'm sure that they, they gave me the benefit of the doubt that my editions did have yellow on the cover. And I read the first one last month. So, I mean, I don't know if you had to have read it this month or not, but I don't think it really matters. And so, that was why I went ahead and read the second book. That and the fact that I just love the first one, and I definitely want to read more of the series. Oh, if you don't know about Mrs. Paulifax, she is a woman of a certain age who, her children are grown, and she just feels like she's not making enough of an impact in life just by volunteering, and she wants to be a spy. So you'll have to read to find out, but it's so good. I loved it. Not super realistic, but fun. Then I read ahead for some library book club books that are coming up that for either next month or farther in the year. I read Hour of the Witch by Chris Bojalian, and again, listen to it on audio. And right after it, I read We Were Never Here by Andrea Bartz. Is it Andrea or Andrea? I don't know. Anyway, I read this one and then this one, and by reading, I listened to them. Talk about 2 books full of a no-win situations. I think I was so just, I don't know, the anxiety had built up so much that by the time I was getting near the end of this, I was snapping at my kids and everything because these books, it was just too much. Too much. But yeah, no-win situations, both of those. And that's all I'll say about that. Coming up for book club, I need to read Something in the Water by Catherine Stedman. I am waiting to get this one on audio. Actually, do I have it? Yeah, I need to have it read by the end of the month for a special summer book club. And then this one is for next month, The Mother-in-Law by Sally Hepworth. I checked this CD copy out, but I have it on hold on Hoopla for the Flex Borrow, and it just came up. So I'm going to be able to listen to that one on Hoopla. And at the very beginning of the month, I finally did finish up Speaking from Among the Bones by Alan Bradley, book 5 in the Flavia de Luce series. Flavia de Luce is like an 11-year-old child who loves chemistry and poisons. It's set in 1950 England, and they're fun. So, also on audio, I started another book for my Serious About Series list. It's a series that I'm trying to keep up with. It's the Bella Vista Chronicles. I think, is it Bella Vista? I think that's right, by Susan Wiggs. This is book 4, Sugar and Salt, and I just started it a couple days ago. Then my Amish series that I have been reading, I did finish the last 3 in the Abrams Daughters series by Beverly Lewis, and I listened to all 3 of these. I listened to The Sacrifice and The Prodigal and The Revelation. I enjoyed these a lot, but let me just say, all 5 books, one big soap opera. One big soap opera. And then, and they are faith-based too, but one big soap opera. Then I have been, this week, listening to the Classified Canine Unit series. It's a love-inspired suspense series from 2017, and book 1 is Guardian. I've listened to that one. Book 2 is Sheriff. I'm done with that. And book 3, Special Agent. I finished that yesterday, and today I'm listening to Bounty Hunter. I think I only have about an hour left on it. And there are 3 more books, 2 of which I can get on Hoopla. By the way, little note about Hoopla. Every once in a while, when the series are linked, just like on Goodreads, where if you pull up one, you can see the whole series. If you pull up this series, it looks like book 5 is not there, but it is. It's just not linked into the series. So if you look it up and you see the title and the author, go search that author and you'll find the book. It's just not linked into the correct series. Then book 7 is a Christmas themed book, which I will probably save for December. It's 2 novellas in one bind up, and they're not on audio, at least not on Hoopla. So I think that's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then so I forgot to tell you about the other Amish series. It's the Daughters of Promise series by Beth Wiseman. Book 2 is Plain Pursuit. I listened to book 1 in April, and that's as far as I got. So I wanted to go ahead and finish this. It's a 6-book series, and I'm done with 4 of them now. I think this is book 3, Plain Promise. And then, unless this is 4, I don't even know. No, this is 3. Okay, so then the 4th one, I will put a picture here because I can't even remember now what the title is. I think I did order it from the library to have when I do my end of the month wrap up, but I just don't have a copy of it. Anyway, I'm done with 4 of these. There's 2 more. I got the first 4 on Overdrive or Libby. I made myself listen to them on Libby, and then the other 2 are on Hoopla. They're all on Hoopla. I just didn't want to use up all my Hoopla borrows on something I could get on Libby because I almost never use up all my Overdrive Libby. So, and thank you, by the way, to all of you who made comments about Libby versus Overdrive. And I learned some interesting things. Ariane from Book Zealots was telling me how their library system is set up a lot differently from mine, so that each library, she has access to a lot of different libraries, I guess, but their own patrons get first dibs. So, and they all share this Overdrive. So a lot of times she might be on hold for something, and then people get to go in front of her because they live in that jurisdiction or whatever. So anyway, it's interesting how different things are set up. So then going forward, I'm not going to show you everything that I'm planning to read for the rest of the month, but I am going to tell you about this weekend, which is hosted by Sarah. It's the Create Your Own Readathon. She is bringing it back. And for me, the weekend or the whatever day the 20th and 21st fall on are usually the days that I am binging all that I have left on Hoopla that I borrowed at the end of the previous month, because you get 21 days. So I have been saving. I'm caught up now with everything that's going to expire by the 21st, except for this series. And it's a 4-book series. I've got all of them checked out. And I decided to hang on to these for this weekend, or at least 3 of them, because she said that the theme is going to be summer. So the second book in this series has to do with summer. So probably tomorrow I'll go ahead and read the first one, which is It Happens Every Spring. This is a series by Catherine Palmer and Gary Chapman. It's, I think it's just called The Four Seasons. So I'll go ahead and get that one done so that the summer book then can count for the Create Your Own Readathon, which is, Summer Breeze. It's book 2. And then the third one is Falling for You Again. And then the fourth one is Winter Turns to Spring. Now, I originally didn't think these were all on Hoopla, but they are. 3 of them, I think, are under Catherine Palmer's name, and one of them is under Gary Chapman's name. I first saw the one under Gary Chapman's name because I was looking up another book by him, and I didn't think that the others were there, but they actually are. So that's my TBR for the weekend. And once I get those done, then I will go back and finish the last 2 of these, except for the Christmas book. I'll save it. And the last 2 of the Daughters of Promise series. And, whatever else that I have going on. Oh, and I have this checked out, The Mother-in-Law. So that's about it. That is what I am up to as far as reading goes for the month of August. Let me know what you're reading for the month of August, what you have enjoyed so far, and let's chat in the comments. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure you stay tuned to my channel for the exciting announcement Saturday morning, and I hope to talk to you soon. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.